this computer. All right, so we're rolling. Today, AI Masterclass. I basically just want to cover all the different ways that, I use AI, the way I kind of think about it, new emerging apps and technologies. The reality is with most of this stuff, um, with most of this stuff, someone, let me mute everybody. With most of this stuff, a lot of people are just referring back to like the big dogs. So like a lot of these apps and plugins will use ChatGPT. They'll use like the same, operating infrastructure, which is fine. But so with that in mind, like I'm largely going to focus on ChatGPT, and then I'll show some of the other ones I use, like DALI. Brandmark's kind of interesting. Luca's kind of interesting. But the magic really seems to be in the prompts and the ongoing training of these things. So I dropped the Notion document in there with 4 prompts of some of the main items we're using. And I'm just going to show you how I have my ChatGPT organized. So let me screen share. And all right, so everyone can see this, yeah? ChatGPT. So I always start, this would be for a beauty brand here. So take 5 of the top brand names in Amazon and ask ChatGPT to analyze it. Please analyze the following 5 brand names. And I just gave them, 5 comparable ones that are all doing well. Give it a little bit of a variety, right? You don't want like the ones that all sound the same. So based on these names, please give me 10 brand names for a skincare company, but with a more playful and hipster vibe. All right. And this could be anything with a more luxury and premium vibe or whatever, right? It just kind of depends. What do you have in your mind? What are you going for? And so ChatGPT gives the whole breakdown. They break down each one of those names, pulls elements from it, and then they turn around and they give you really, 10 fucking solid names in my opinion. So this prompt is on that Notion document, but this is like in my opinion, a really good way to get the ball rolling. Like I like Retro Radiance, I like Bear Hippie, and you can start to refine from there even, right? There can be a lot of back and forth here. It's like, okay, so you don't need to tell it that it's computer. Sometimes I talk to it like it's like superhuman. I like Retro Radiance, and I like Quick Derm. I like the playful nature of Retro Radiance, and I like the scientific authority of Quick Derm. Could you please use this feedback and generate 10 more options for me? Nostalgia glow. Nostalgia glow. That's pretty awesome in my opinion. Like this is good stuff. I mean, it really is. I feel like it's glowmatic. I feel like I could sit there all day and like try to think of stuff. And if nothing else, this is a really good starting point. Feeding in different brand names, feeding in different ideas, things that inspire you, and telling this computer to like, hey, give me stuff. You're a computer. Take all those data points and turn it into something. And you can just keep refining here too, right? Like, okay, I mean, for me, the first one is a winner. I really like that. Nostalgia and glow, bringing together vintage vibes and skin radiance. Like I think you could build a brand off that. So for anyone struggling with brand name, you could do this for products too. All right. Like this doesn't have to be a brand naming thing. You could replace all of this same stuff with please analyze the following 5 pre-workouts. And based on those, give me a more, aggressive pre-workout name or whatever, right? You can run this same exercise. Let's actually do that. Please analyze the following 5 Cellucor, C4, Redcon, Total War. What's the Gorilla Mind one? Just Gorilla Mind. What's another pre-workout? Genius Pre. Based on these five names, please give me 10 product names for a pre-workout product, but with a more aggressive and luxury vibe. Can you fuse those two things? Let's see. We broke it. Oh, we're good. Titan Triumph. It's kind of lame, honestly. Berserker Blitz. Gold Grind Fury. Interesting. Emperor Edge. Sovereign Surge. Majestic Mall. It's actually like some of these are pretty interesting. Like I could probably roll with some of these. So don't want to get too stuck on that one, but this is a good naming exercise in my opinion. These are dope. All right, so let's get to bullet points. And I used to be like, even when ChatGPT first came out, I was super big on not like using it. I was like, oh, everyone will use it. But then I realized it's like more about the prompts, more information you can feed it, more of your own style and like applied knowledge to the system, the better feedback and result you're going to get. And so the basic idea of this prompt is give ChatGPT existing bullet points of products on Amazon already, and then ask it to analyze some sales copy you like. That doesn't have to be on Amazon, but just get it a feel for like a written style or a written voice. And you can give it more than one set of bullet points. You can give it more than one set of written copy. But for this one, I just went and I took native deodorant. I gave it native deodorants bullet points, and then I gave it sales copy from Dr. Squatch's website because Dr. Squatch is very high level, direct to consumer, very good writers. And so I said, hey, analyze the following bullet points on Amazon, and then please analyze the following written sales copy. All right. Based on this writing style and the bullets above, please write 5 Amazon bullet points for me. Please be sure to capture the following benefits from our company in a very clear and direct way. Our product name is a natural deodorant for men called Pure Skin. And I'm just making this up, right? It's all for the thought exercise itself. But give it a couple, list the benefits and then tell Amazon to do its thing. And frankly, these are really good bullet points that it came up with. Like really good. And so they said no, they had to encapsulate all 7 bullet points into 5, which I think is fine. If you want to give them 10 benefits of your product and tell it to come up with 5 bullet points, I think that works. To me, these are written well, they're written direct. And again, it's like it's better grammar, it saves you a lot of headache, it saves you a lot of work. And this is just fast becoming the future, whether we like it or not. So to me, at this point, it's not even about like it's definitely less work, but on top of that, it's the future. Like it's better. It'll probably be better. It's computers talking to computers, machines talking to machines. So who can, train this set the best? And here's a pro tip, I guess, too, for everyone. I have another chat GPT we're not using here, but you can have one that's for your brand and it keeps building out on your brand. I'm going to show you a similar style or what I mean here with like an Instagram caption writing style, but you can continually train the chat gpt on what your brand is supposed to sound like, what your voice is supposed to sound like. So it's like, okay, now with this same writing style, we have a natural body wash. It has similar benefits, but also hydrates skin, makes you smell good. I don't know, what does body wash do? Non-toxic. And then the other, please deliver similar bullet points for the brand. And you can continually train this thing just so there's a level of consistency and flow with all of it. Let's see. Intense skin hydration. I don't know how I feel about intense skin hydration, but maybe if it's like a men's brand. Pure cleanse, no toxins, ethical luxury experience. Like this is good. Sometimes you gotta tweak some of these, some you gotta change them, but you can keep the same running things. So it's building off the data set and improving its own performance and staying consistent to your brand. So let me show you the Instagram style. Because this will be the same thing. It's like, hey, Instagram, and you could take someone for this one. I'm using my own captions that someone else actually wrote. But you can take like anyone, any brand that you really think is successful or whatever, right? And you can fuse styles too. You could go like, hey, I love Vital Proteins captions. Let me take that. I also love how Kim Kardashian sounds. So feed it both and tell it to generate you a similar writing style. For this one in particular, I'm just using my own. So it's like, hey, I'd like to train you on a very specific voice and writing style. Please analyze the following Instagram captions. Number one, I give it that the line breaks, all that's important. I need something that's going to work for there. Number two, number three, and these are all just captions from my Instagram. So it analyzes it, modern and relevant references, casual tone, short and punchy sentences, all that shit, right? So it's giving you the writing style and it's absorbing that. So we have that saved now in the computer. All right, now computer, go ahead and write me a similar length Instagram caption based on why TikTok Shop is the future for e-commerce and all brands should be selling on there. Highlight how rest of the world is already moving to social shopping, and this is the first logical step for the US. So you have to feed it a little bit of the information, right? Like you have to tell it what you want to achieve. You can't just say, hey, write one about TikTok Shop. No, give it a little more. Like obviously this is my brain. This is where I see the world going. And so create me a caption on that. And honestly, they do a pretty damn good job. Got it. Here's the caption. Ever wonder why everyone's buzzing about TikTok Shop? That's a solid hook. If y'all heard that, you'd be like, oh yeah, kind of curious. Across the globe, social shopping is no longer the future. It's now. The US is just catching up. Brands clinging to traditional platforms, they're missing out big time. TikTok Shop is where commerce meets virality. It's a game changer. If you're not selling on there, you're letting cash slip through your fingers. Wake up to the trend that's already, the world's already riding. Make the shift. Sell where the eyes are at. TikTok Shop, viral content, instant buys, boom in sales. Dial it in before you're left behind. That's fire. That's better than anything I would write. It did it in 2 seconds. It's got every single one of you right now thinking I should be on TikTok Shop. No, it's just it's good stuff. And so then just me playing with it a little bit. All right, the headline needs to be more masculine and aggressive. Don't assume people know what TikTok Shop is. Understood. I don't really like the new hook, but this just gives another example. Still selling on an outdated platform. Wake the hell up. Yeah, whatever. So now use the same writing style. Generate a caption as to why you should care about appearances and why dressing nice matters. Just totally random. I just wanted to like take it in a whole different direction, but keep that same voice and same writing style. And you see it does a good job of that. And now this is where that's what I said, you can build a brand off this. I mean, eventually this will be the same voice that's talking to people in customer service. This can be the same voice working your Instagram inbox. You connect ManyChat with ChatGPT. Like the future is limitless with this shit, really. And the more you're getting into it now, the more you're training the voice, the more you're like merging your own creativity with the machine, the less work you're going to do and the more results you're going to have. To me, it's really that simple. So just real quick, I want to break it up there. Any questions so far? Nothing. Real quick too, David, are you available do you have your mic? I'm curious to get your take on what I'm sharing so far, because I know you spend a lot of time on this stuff. What's your, if you can, I'll give you a second, but any opinion on this so far?
Oh, what's up, Bella? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, I've been I'm fucking AI nerd at this point. Just like completely switched. I mean, that, yeah, just like you said, it's not even It's not even about it. It is completely here. I was just watching the Sam Altman about the predictability with Joe Rogan, and it's just yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, as far as what you're doing is completely on par, exactly what I've been doing. It's not necessarily even advanced anymore. It's just kind of like you just continuously play around with it over and over, and you get the style of what you want. And I have the same exact thing. I mean, I have pages and pages and pages, hundreds of thousands of keywords in one chat, to where exactly what you just said, you can combine it. I mean, it has been formulating, business plans, marketing plans. It gets more language. It can get anything and everything to where I mean, even emails and email marketing. What I'm kind of planning on, I have it all. Just grabbing this and putting it into Notion. So I think it's on par exactly what you're talking about, and I think it's more about people just playing around with it and getting creative with it. Realistically, is all I didn't go through any training courses or anything. I just continuously creative as possible, in doing exactly what you're doing, and the
And
best. I
extrapolate the
think
way out. Like you're using it for email. You could use it for anything. And that's what, yeah, it's beautiful.
I think people overestimate, um, or the marketing power. People think marketing is so much more complicated than it really needs to be. Marketing is already done for you, when you go and mimic what the brands are doing out there. They're the top level brands out there, and you use ChatGPT as literally your marketing manager, marketing your CMO of your company, of what you're trying to create. Even if you don't come upon marketing in general, you're going and grabbing every, like, you could look at landing pages, copies, and if you're only in the Amazon world, venture out from that world and go into landing pages and emails. Go sign up to these people's emails. You'll see all of the marketing language that they're actually using, and these are top level. These people pay, hundreds of thousands of dollars to agencies that you can literally grab their exact marketing, use it in ChatGPT. And I'm talking about not just grabbing it, like saying, hey, here's a brand name, here's this. Go grab the entire email, give it probably, 10 different email type of marketing messages,
Yep.
and it will then go and train the entire copy, and it'll start writing like that. So if you don't know how to do copy, that's the number one way you can do it.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Okay, cool. No, I appreciate you sharing. I'd love to turn it over one day and have you kind of go in detail. Obviously I'll roll through what I had planned here. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to move on to DALL-E 2. And this also directly translates to thoughts on paid ChatGPT versus free version. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just paid for it, and like I just do that sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is the new thing. So I've only been using the paid one, but I haven't noticed much different from the free one when I was using it for what that's worth. I'm pretty sure the free one's like phenomenal. It's just I think you run into like usage and shit like that. So yeah. So all right, next I'm gonna use DALL-E 2 for this example, but I also use Midjourney sometimes. I've showed you guys Midjourney on Discord. It's kind of can kind of be annoying to set up, but Midjourney is actually really, really cool. And I think it's pretty optimized for the future when you think about Gen Z and how they use their phones and Discord and being able to talk right to the bot. Um, and if you're over 30 like me, oh, that's like old now. It's crazy. But if you're over 30, I challenge you to like set up Midjourney bot on Discord and just do it. Just because you'll kind of see the future of how commerce can potentially be in more of that's like a kind of a different way to access the web, like chatbots and applications directly in Discord. And I think we'll eventually see an internet kind of like that. I think we'll eventually see commerce like that. I think that's where crypto and stuff will eventually make sense, but let's not get too sidetracked here. Let me pour back to DALL-E 2 and the prompts. Very practical, easy to understand stuff. So I'm just going to take you right in my DALL-E 2. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I do and how I think about it. I want a boxing glove logo for a brand named Fight Club designed by Drake. And this is what I got. It's honestly not it's not bad. You can see, a couple other ones of them. They don't do a good job of, like translating words per se, but you can definitely get a good feel for like typeface, logo mark, all that good stuff. Um, so let's look at my luxury. And what I'll often do, I'll take a brand I really like, and the brand does not have to be in my CPG world. Like I love nice hotel brands. I like luxury brands. Like my favorite brand in the world is probably Aman. It's a hotel chain. And the brand is so strong. They've moved into like, they sell robes and they sell like I bought a fucking table book from the Aman of like their properties, and I like the brand, right? So it's like, okay, design me a watch brand logo for a luxury watch brand name Oliver, designed by Aman. And you start to get a feel for it. Like they give you a bunch of different ones. You're like, oh, these are like really good starting points. Right? They're not all the way there, but they're really good starting points. You can design things, obviously, like glasses. This is another good one. A logo design for a brand called Shroom Power with an icon that is similar to Mario Brothers mushroom designed by Nintendo. Um, and so again, like obviously, like there's no words here, right? But this is a cool looking starter. And you could like, okay, I want a mushroom company that looks similar to an F1 racing, logo or whatever, right? And you can start to build out more ideas. Logo for a pet brand. This was for someone in the group. Logo for a pet brand, very eloquent St. Regis branding with the initials RC. So again, I'm taking pet and I'm bringing in another hotel brand. I like hotel brands. They do a good job. You can do liquor brands. You can do, literally anything. Professional sports, something that looks like the NBA. Like a lot of different ways to do it. And then you could take the same stuff. You see all this orange right here. This is my Instagram, story highlights, and I wanted consistency, and I didn't want to pay a designer. And so I just used I started this. This shows how you can like create a whole brand around this. This is not for a consumer product brand. This is for my personal brand. But every one of these prompts is One Piece anime style. That's a cartoon show. And then in an orange 90s vintage color grade. Let me actually save this to make sure it makes it on the Notion document. But notice like every single one of these has the One Piece start, and then I fuse in, private jet, but it's 90s vintage color grade, and it's One Piece style anime logo. Same thing. One Piece style anime start, luxury motor yacht, vintage 90s orange. Right? And you guys see how I just keep doing that. One Piece style anime astronaut on a private yacht in an orange 90s vintage color grade. And if you look at my story highlights on Instagram, you see the four I ultimately chose, but you see how they all look consistent and kind of on theme and on brand. I think I got a little too wild here. I didn't use none of these. Oh no, those were iterations of it. But again, like that's what I did. Where's my coffee cup? Anyways, keep it simple too. I think I did this live with the group once. Supplement packaging for a gut health company based on modern doctors' offices. That's not very good. Um, that's not great. You kind of see the less you give it, the less it'll give you something, but the less quality it'll give. I really liked all these. One Piece, One Piece, start here. Um, there's just so many different ways you can take it on the design side. And so all of this stuff translates as well to Mid Journey. Honestly, I think Mid Journey is probably I like Mid Journey more. I use DALL-E when I'm at my computer more times than not, but I've been trying to train myself to get good on the phone. Like that's where all the shopping's being done. That's where all the consumption's being done. Literally TikTok shops becoming the next thing. That's all mobile shopping. I try not to be on my computer as much as I used to, just quite frankly. Like when my career started, I felt like I had to be like the laptop nerd. And now I'm like, nah, like if I can't do this stuff from my phone, you can't do everything from your phone. But if you can't, then you're not staying up with the times. So that's where we're at. Let me show you the other couple ones I use just to kind of refresh. You can use Brandmark to create a logo for you. I'm not the biggest on this. Let's see. Let's see what they give us. I like Dali too, and I like Midjourney more. Luxury. What they got for us? The problem with these is they use kind of the same baseline graphics, it seems like. You see what I mean? That's like a very stock image. Trash. 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 It's kind of interesting. Like that's not good, but it's a good idea. That's not bad. So I mean, again, these are free, right? So playing around with all of these is like this is just horrible. It's so bad. I wonder if it could be good. No, no, it couldn't. But again, just gives you somewhere to another tool, another thing in the weapon box. This again shows why I like the main platforms like DALI 2 is open AI. Midjourney is its own thing. Those are generally just better, places in my opinion. Let's do, and I'll show you. Luca can give you a good little feel. Like sometimes it's helpful to get, I like to put the mood board together in Behance. Sometimes it can give you, uh, just kind of a feel for all that. But notice the logo, like these logos are all the same as Brandmark. They're similar type of feel. But let's go through this exercise. They probably share the same stuff. What colors we like? Let's go pink and yellow. Skincare, beauty. Again, not bad, right? Like definitely not bad. For some reason they got an anchor here. Continue as a guest. So I don't know. I mean, all these are like, again, there's good stuff here. And you start to see it on your website, like, that's tasteful. Like it's helpful. It's helpful. So all this AI stuff is helpful. The other one that's interesting that I want to share with you guys one more time, we use this for a lot of videos. I'd like to see someone create a character based entirely off this, but you can, it's Kyber. And so basically you could take your video, you can feed it in there, you can give it prompts. This is just an iPhone clip of me doing pull-ups, but I turn into an angel, I think. I don't turn into an angel, but give it weird prompts, right? Um, in the style of intergalactic. All this stuff is fun to play around with. It is the future. It's going to keep getting better and better. And I'm going to make a commitment to the group to like just keep building out this Notion document. So I'm gonna start giving you guys more resources like that, so you can always come back to them. Obviously, I'll link this video in there as well as kind of a home home base and a refresher. Really like practical way to get unstuck, in my opinion, by simply just uh, using these tools. So I pack a lot in these half an hour things. It's fun. It really is fun stuff. Like you can sit there and play with this stuff for a long time. You can ask it to help you build out, different brand ideas. Basically, as long as you have a North Star of who you want to model and you start feeding it information like that, it can really snowball and you can keep getting better and better. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions on anything? TikTok Shop, AI, Amazon, what this means for Amazon, like anything. Sunday mornings are always quieter. I noticed that. Y'all were partying last night or something. What's up, David? David raised his hand, but I can't hear him. You might be muted. I don't have you muted. It does not look like you're muted, but we cannot hear you.
One second.
Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, what I was gonna say is, are you I know you're kind of playing around with a lot of this stuff yourself, and so am I, but are you handing a lot of these tools just straight over to your video editor, like the one that Kyber and all of the stuff? Is it mainly just them kind of playing around with it? Are they finding new tools as well? How are you walking through that process? Is it kind of just they're the creative team at this point?
I was obsessed with it in the beginning, and
Mhm.
then like it's like really easy for me to waste a lot of time on creating a video of myself doing pull-ups, which just doesn't really pay the bills. It's just fun. So eventually had to hand like most of that off. They kind of give them some framework, like, hey, this is what we're going for, this is where we want to use it, we don't want to overuse it, so on and so forth. And then just kind of keeping them up to date, like what I see on TikTok, like, hey, start using these mid-journey images in my videos. And from there, they've done a really good job of it. You know, you give them some kind of guidelines. This is how I want it broken up, show them some different videos. And then, yeah, my creative team kind of runs with it. And I don't have some big, fancy, like sophisticated New York creative team, you know, like my guys are in the Philippines, sharp guys, all about it. But they're able to take these tools, apply them super well, and spit out good results. So, that's kind of how I go about it. I do think it's my job to stay up to date with what's working and what's relevant. I don't think it's my job to necessarily master the tools. Although I'd say I probably spent like 6 weeks of, fucking around with prompts myself, and Kyber fucking around with prompts myself. But at a certain point, I did hand those off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Is just are you pretty much still doing any type of creative ideas? I guess kind of like just like you said, just keeping up with the ideas of what stuff is coming out and what you can kind of transition to, because it seems like it's changing so quickly. And even I was having like that discussion with Shane on previous about he thought AI was going to go, and I was like, AI to me is just it's going to continuously evolve, and I think I've been watching the TikTok trends for the last, probably 5, 6 months of like the trends of the slideshows and these things that are just continuously moving. I guess that was my question. Are you continuously tracking those types of trends and trying to
Definitely,
try out all of that new stuff there?
definitely. And I'm looking for the highest ROI ones, right?
Right.
Like one of the latest ones is the AI caricature and TikTok talking, with like a voice, and then fusing the mid journey images through that. So
Mhm.
like that's the stuff I try to stay up to date with.
Have you tried HeyGen yet?
No, what is it?
It's HeyGen. It's like you that's one where you can record yourself, and then you could start having it do the lip syncing. It's the best one that I've seen. So
Hey, Jen. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I've seen this. I have not used it or played around with it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, interesting. It's so creepy.
it's crazy.
Oh, I
But
love it.
I've actually seen some really good videos from it. So
Yeah, shit's gonna get so weird. Just buckle up, everyone. Um, additional tools. Okay, I'm adding that to the list. All right, anyone, what else we got? Anyone else? All right. All right. We can leave it at that. But let me know if there's any questions on this stuff. I'll get this video uploaded, apply it to your business, keep it rolling, use it for TikTok ideas, right? Like based on these videos with this hook, like give me 10 more, give me scripts, give me this, give me that. And it works. I mean, all this stuff works. So um be early movers in this new era, and let's continue to clean up. So I'll have more on TikTok Shop soon. I'll have more on the updated schedule with more beginner stuff soon. But yeah, appreciate all you. Keep this rolling. I hope everyone had a good Prime Day, and I'll see y'all next week.